Alright, hello everyone and welcome to Game 3 in this matchup, Terran versus Protoss. Let's go ahead and get this started. Socke in Game 2 coming back strong and really evening out the series at 1 game apiece. aTn winning Game 1, Socke winning Game 2 as we are now in Game 3 of the series. We'll see what's going to go down between these two players. Socke spawning as the blue Protoss player at the 12 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Cloud spawning as the red Terran player here at the 9 o'clock position. Terran versus Protoss once more. And in this Terran versus Protoss matchup, we'll see who comes out ahead. Now, SCV now making its way down over here to the front door. Will be building a supply depot. Meanwhile, back over here, we are getting up a Nexus. Or already has that Nexus up and running with just a pylon. So far, no real strategy has been revealed, but these two players really playing like they know a lot of what the other player is gonna do. So in game 2, you saw Cloud go for what looked like would be a gasless expand, only to set up 2 additional barracks and try to put down some early pressure. I think that was a game time decision in order to change up that strategy, and it really didn't work out. Socke able to warp in some units on the low ground, and with that able to break down from the ramp, break down from the low ground, and he essentially traded a little bit of units and a lot of damage on the shields of a Nexus for that early pressure, and that economic lead never really let up. We'll see what Socke's gonna do here. Socke is gonna come back around, take a look. He will see that this is somewhat close by air spawns, and with this, and I gotta believe that Cloud may try to utilize some Banshees. We do see that there are 3 SCVs on gas at this point. The Marine is trying to be trained. No supply depot to prevent this one probe from escaping, as we now set up a second barracks. This is huge. SCV is going to try to hold position here. Is it going to be able to fight back? Oh, there's the supply depot. Does Socke see that additional barracks? No, it doesn't. And that is a huge play, building that barracks in just the right location to make it look as though or build it just far enough away so that the probe did not gain sight. We are going into a reactor. We are going into a barracks here, and we could perhaps be training up a lot of Marines and Marauders. So far, we'll see what Socke does. Socke most likely will go into that gateway, into that robotics facility, if he does try to play against that standard metagame. And that robotics facility, unless it gets into Colossi, will not be all that helpful. Tech Lab is now being added, and Cloud may be going for that very early aggression. Socke does have a slight overall supply lead, 21 versus 16. So this second barracks was used and utilized, and I believe a couple SCVs were actually cut. Normally there is not a 5-worker advantage, or perhaps there could be a 5-worker advantage. 3 workers for the orbital command, 2 workers for the chrono boost. We'll see what's going to be happening next as a Nexus is being worked in, and now it looks like Cloud may be doing a little bit of one-base timing. Concussive shells are being added. This is just going to be mass Marines and Marauders with concussive shell, perhaps even combat shield. We're going to see 5 Marines, 1 Marauder on the way out, and this is going to be absolutely huge. 2 SCVs joining in on this fight, and will Socke be able to respond in time? Warp gate tech is not done. There is a sentry now coming down the ramp. All the sentry can really do is hold off all of those units on the lower part of the ramp, and then after that force field is gone, unless Socke gets in a couple more sentries, which he will be able to with the help of an additional gas. Unless he warps in additional sentries, these Marines and Marauders are just going to simply be able to walk up the ramp, and I believe the sentries do spot these Marines and Marauders. Here we go. This one Nexus most likely will get canceled. A bunker now being placed down. Probes coming off the mineral line, and here's the engagement. The Marines engaging. The Stalker going to get taken down very quickly. In comes the probes. The Marines doing a little bit of that stutter step and dealing a lot of damage to the probes once more. Socke now trying to retreat. This is not going to work out. We can see more units now coming back in off over here. Marines going to engage, take down a sentry, and I believe an SCV is down as well. A new SCV comes off as the Marines once again going to battle up probes. Socke is behind 26 to 36. The mass Marines able to take down one Stalker as it's trying to warp in, take down a probe as well. this Nexus and this pylon may fall. No, the Marines are simply going to walk up the ramp since the sentry is already down. A little bit of a misplaced. No, that looks like the force field was misplaced, but it was actually absolutely perfect, as the Marines and the Marauders are going to be jumping inside a bunker. The Marines and the Marauders going up against probes. The Marines going to be able to perhaps focus down a little bit more still. The probes are not mining right now, and that is a very, very hard economic hit. Socke playing this absolutely beautifully. Perhaps Cloud was thinking, okay, I need to 2-gate into a robotics facility in order to make sure that there is not going to be any Banshees, only to instead get pressured by double racks with a reactor on the barracks. This is without stim, this is without combat shield, and it still worked out very well. You can see that the Marauder did get taken down by that Stalker there. We'll see what's going to happen up next. There is one new Marauder coming in, as the Marauders inside this bunker here looks like it will be able to take it down. Marauder going after the Stalker here. A Zealot now making its way over. The Stalker doing a little bit of a kiting. Looked like it was going to be able to get off one final shot. The Zealot or the Stalker able to get the kill. It looked like the Zealot was the one there. And that may be a mistake. Cloud should be focusing, or should have focused down that Stalker there. Not sure what's happening. You can see that the Nexus down to 197, 168. SCV getting taken down off over here. And what is this? The Stalker could have been destroyed, taking down a lot of the damage, but no, the Nexus goes down instead. Beautiful play. Stutter stepping. I thought that it was going to be a horrible loss by Socke, only dealing a little bit of, or a lot of damage to the Nexus and not being able to take it out. Instead, we see Cloud utilizing every point of damage, taking down that Nexus just as that Marauder falls. Stalkers and Zealots and Sentries now marching across the map. 25 SCVs versus 20 probes. We are going into reactor with a starport, so we should be getting double training of medevacs in just a moment. Stim now coming in as well. The Zealots or the Stalkers are going to try to make their way in and quickly realize that they can't engage here. Simply too fortified of a location. And now Socke, who went for an economic lead early, is now behind Cloud, as Cloud already has his natural expansion. He's been able to mine from it pretty consistently and has about a 6 Harvester and 3 Mule advantage. Factory now making its way out, and it looks like Cloud is simply just going to be following this up with Marauders and Marines. I gotta say, that was beautiful play, a beautiful head game by Cloud, making it look as though he was going to go for perhaps a higher tech pathway, only to get Marauders with concussive shells and utilizing that extra early gas on a reactor. 60 supply compared to 42. Socke, all he can really do now, or really hope to do now, is mass up a very, very large army. Is he trying to do that? 5 Zealots, 1 Stalker, 4 Sentries. That doesn't seem like that is his strategy just quite yet. Cloud now flying overhead. It looks like he will be able to get away. And how is that Stalker able to even see up there? Now I can understand. Yeah, how could you see up there, up onto the high ground, without the help of the Xel'Naga Tower? That didn't make a lot of sense at all to me. Anyways, Sentries and Zealots looking to do a little bit of pressure. We see that there's one front door bunker. That is it. Marines and Marauders now making their way over. The Marines do not have combat shield. Level 1 weapons upgrade now coming in. The Marines do have stim and now going to engage in the behind here. Force field, Zealots, Sentries, Guardian shield, medevacs now arriving to the party. The Zealots having a very difficult time going after the Sentries first. And Cloud looks like he will be able to clean up these very, very expensive units. Medevac now taking a lot of damage. Cloud being very smart to pull back that medevac there. Concussive shell slowing down a Stalker, as we're going to have more Zealots and Stalkers once again engage. There is a factory up, revealing onto the high ground, and also the Zealots trying to come down on the low ground. A little bit of a brilliant micro split there, and Socke takes game 3 in this series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned to game 4.